Hi, this is Quinn McNierney. Thank you so much for taking a look at my graduate project this evening. It is titled 3 M's to Achievement, a Brain-First Approach to Student Success. Let's go ahead and dive on in here. So we are going to use this metaphor of the tree throughout the presentation, and we'll circle back to it at the end and talk a little bit more about it. So the first M is mindfulness. So mindfulness means maintaining a moment-by-moment awareness of thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and surrounding environment. Most of the contemporary research for mindfulness is coming out of UC Berkeley, and they have the Greater Good Science Center, which focuses a lot on mindfulness and the same kinds of things that you'll find in this presentation. So mindfulness, I believe to be the root of the issue. And when I say the issue, I mean the fact that students, I don't think, are very intensely aware of what's going on inside their own bodies, inside their own minds, inside their own brains. And so mindfulness is really where we can start building those skills very early on. The benefits of mindfulness are maximized the sooner that students are able to learn about it. What benefits do students receive from practicing mindfulness? Mindfulschools.org did tons and tons of really great studies on teaching mindfulness in the early grades, preschool, kindergarten, first grade, and they found that studies find that youth benefit from learning mindfulness in terms of improved cognitive outcomes, social emotional skills, and well-being. In turn, such benefits may lead to long-term improvements in life. For example, social skills in kindergarten predict improved education, employment, crime, substance abuse, and mental health outcomes in adulthood. So basically, if a child is able to learn some of these things in kindergarten and be able to kind of be in touch with their emotions very early on, they stand a much better chance of being able to stay employed, not be victims of or perpetrators of crime. They're less likely to engage in substance abuse. So some pretty intense consequences of being able to incorporate mindfulness. I have personally seen students of all ages and backgrounds struggle to recognize or even name basic emotions. In fact, I recall being able to ask a kindergartner one day who was very obviously frustrated that somebody didn't want to share with him, and I asked, well, how do you feel? And he very earnestly responded, I don't know. And it kind of clicked for me that that is a really big problem, that students aren't able to relate those kinds of emotions. And it's not so concerning for a 5-year-old to not understand how they feel, but when they start getting up into the 3rd and the 4th grade, it's very concerning when students can't tell the difference between angry and frustrated, or sad and frustrated. You know, those kinds of distinctions are very important. I believe that introducing mindfulness in preschool or kindergarten would be effective in teaching students early on to monitor their own thoughts and their own feelings, and to introduce simple exercises such as meditation, walking meditation, and sensory exercises that can build those kinds of skills. I do believe that, to go back up to that second to last bullet point, that the lack of appropriate awareness or coping mechanisms can often result in this explosive behavior, whereas these kinds of sensory exercises and these things that they teach for mindfulness have a really great tutorial videos and things like that in order to kind of get you on track. And kids at this age have a lot of fun with those same kinds of things. So finally, mindfulness serves as a platform to begin this really important idea of brain talk with students. So brain talk, when we talk about that, refers to teaching students about not only the anatomy of their brain, but of the capabilities of their brain as well. And so Judy Willis was a practicing neurologist, and she turned out to be a 3rd grade teacher, and she relates the benefits of the brain talk with students in an article titled How to Teach Students About the Brain. And she says that teaching students the mechanism behind how the brain operates and teaching them approaches they can use to work that mechanism more effectively helps. Oh, it looks like I'm running out of time here, so